game's not open. So, this is a game. It's a pretty fun game. I've enjoyed it a lot. I think that, I'm S rank already, so that shows you how much I enjoyed it. The first day I played it, I was like, wow, this game's awesome. I'm going to keep playing it, and got all the way to the top rank that you could get. So, from the top rank, now I got to figure out what I want to do there. So, what I want to show with you guys today is I want to introduce you guys into the game a little bit. I want to introduce you guys with the two classes that I feel are the strongest classes currently. So I have a Songhai budget deck built that you can build basically with the starting resources in the game, so it's basically almost free to play. So that's pretty sweet, and I feel like you can get S rank with it. I think it's strong enough to do that, and I want to show you guys how to play it, and how you can get into playing this game as well as Hearthstone. They're pretty similar, kind of different in some aspects, but get you guys warmed up to that. And since I'm not a total professional on my own, since I'm a Hearthstone player, not a Duelyst player, I've actually brought in a player from the Duelyst community, someone that plays Duelyst very well, that is kind of active in the Duelyst community, to share some love there. So, getting to that. So, yeah. Let me add him to the call so you guys can meet him. And let me turn off the music so the VODs don't get muted. And I'm adding in the call here. Is he AFK? Oh, hey, what's up? Hello? Is anybody home? I don't know what's happening, guys. Hello? I don't think the guy owns a microphone. Maybe he's shy. You guys are intimidating him. Guys, don't make him scared. Stream. Be cool, guys. Be cool. Is this image set up? This image is set up, so I can share the deck list there. Cool. Cool. Well.
Okay. Hello.
Oh, what's up, dude? What is up? Let me turn the audio volume up for the stream. All right. Try and say something. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Oh shit, you're really loud now. All right, we just killed people's ears. All right, try again. All right, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, cool. So we did find a mic. I have one spirit orb, so pack openings. But yeah. So first, introduce people about you. Who are you and stuff.
Well, I go by Shinigamirap, and I don't play much because of work, but I've gotten into the game quite a bit, and I plan on seeing how far I can go. We played a lot of Hearthstone together in the past.
Yeah, definitely a lot of Hearthstone.
And
so
I enjoy this game a lot more than Hearthstone, so I definitely look forward to getting into it a lot more.
Sweet. Alright, so anyway, in Duelyst, you get spirit orbs instead of packs, but they're basically just packs. You move them in this circle, they explode, shit pops out of them, and you get cards. So here we were able to get, they got the same sort of like normal basic or normal rare and epic sort of system. So we're able to get cards, and some of them are for like obsidian, and the rest are neutral minions. So they're cards that do things and stuff. You guys get it, right? So anyway, I want to get into right away what I think the current best class in the game is, and I think it's Songhai.
Scumbag.
Yeah. If you play Songhai, everyone's like, wow, you're a role-playing paladin player, basically. But it's my favorite class to play. I think it's the strongest. I'm going to just go over my favorite Songhai deck real quick, play a game with it so you can kind of see how the game looks, and then from there I'm going to go into explaining the class in general overview, and then I'm going to play a budget deck that you could probably play on your account and try and ladder with on that deck. So, but first, just for an overview of what the game looks like before we get talking about specifics, I'm going to just run back a game after just walking through all the cards really quick. So you got Inner Focus, which allows you to take a minion that has basically give it charge if it's got 3 or less attack, or instead of giving it charge, make it, if it's already attacked that turn, attack again, which is one of the most powerful cards, and it's just a class-defining card, basically, in my opinion. Then you got a ranged minion, meaning you can attack from anywhere. You got the ability to teleport your minions. You got the ability to give your minions a bunch of damage. You got this, which is just a stat-for-stat good minion, kind of like a Yeti. You got this, which gives your general the ability to just fuck shit up, which is awesome. You got this card, which is just busted. Gives you a 3/3 with charge. Like, for real? And then you got a Lore Master, which allows you to put a copy of the most recently cast spell. And that can be from your opponent's hand or your hand, which is a really fun card to play around with. So if your opponent plays a spell, you can just totally take that spell and then play it on your turn. And then this gives your hero ranged, so your hero can, or general, can attack from anywhere. So in combination with this, it gets pretty disgusting. You got this card, which has the backstab mechanic, which means when you're attacking things from behind, it doesn't take any damage and does bonus damage, which is pretty dank. You got Killing Edge, which gives a friendly minion just a boatload of extra damage and just awesome. It's like Kill Command. It's fantastic. You got Onyx Bear Seal, which is kind of like Hex. It turns things into O2s that don't matter. You got Sword of Mechazor, which has Frenzy, which means it hits everything around it when it attacks. So as you can see, in combination with this, I could play it, immediately activate it, and then hit everything in a circle around it. So it can be solid there. And Silhouette Tracer allows your general to teleport. Lantern Fox creates minions with Celerity, which is basically Wind Fury. It means it can attack twice in a turn. So you create 2 of them, and if one sticks, I'm able to then teleport it next to my opponent, give it bonus damage, and beat the fuck out of them. So it's awesome. And then you have Pyroblast, because why not? And a lot of people hate this deck. Not to play it, but a lot of people hate playing against it. And it's called a Songhai rank, and the S is there because the freest way to get to S rank, because it's kind of busted. So anyway, the game, you get here, there's a ladder. You pick your deck on ladder, you go on ladder. So this is what the game sort of looks like when you're getting into it. You're searching here, trying to find an opponent.
I like how you lead with Songhai instead of something else. Because what can follow up after Songhai?
Dude, Songhai is the shit.
Everybody's gonna fall asleep once you try to introduce another deck.
Dude, Songhai is so cool.
Exactly. You're supposed to save that for last.
No, Songhai's gotta do it. Alright, so you start. I'm going second. This guy's going first. He's over here. The left side goes first. The right side goes second. When you go second, you don't start with 1 mana like in Hearthstone. You start with 3 mana. So I don't mind keeping a 3-drop here. So I'm going to take the 3-drop, mulligan the rest, because these are damage cards that I want later on in the game that I don't really want now. So I can activate the guy instantly, which is kind of cute. So now my opponent's turn's happening. He's just chilling and stuff. Makes a Jaxi. Alright, so this minion has a death rattle that when it dies, you summon a 1/1 mini Jaxi in the corner. And that's pretty annoying most of the time. So at the start of your turn, you have this replace function you can use where you can just toss back any sort of card in your hand you want to replace it with another card in your deck. So it shuffles the card back into the deck, so you could potentially draw like the same card. So I'm going to pass back this Killing Edge, and it gives me another damage spell, which isn't very great. But you can do that once per turn to try and improve consistency of the card draws, limiting RNG potentially. And now you can move 2 spaces in any direction or 1 space diagonally, and then your general can attack. You have 2 attack damage and 25 life, so you can actually kill things with your starting hero instead of like Hearthstone where you can't just kill things instantly. Then there's these mana orbs which start on all these 3 tiles, and if you pick those up you gain 1 additional mana for that turn only. So getting center control is pretty important because then you can set up to try and take these with turns that matter. I'm going to just walk forward here, and I think I'm going to walk forward too and just throw this guy behind me somewhere. I don't really want to put him in a spot where his general can kill him efficiently, so I'm going to just kind of throw him over here and try and use it to sneak it on people and maybe teleport it in somewhere, something like that, to try and benefit off of its backstab effects where I can attack things from behind without taking any damage, instantly killing them. And I don't want to take the mana orb yet because I can't really use it. I could have taken it to kind of cock-block him from using it, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it too efficiently this turn. and I'm just kind of hoping on that. I kind of know some of the cards in his class, and they usually don't spam a lot of 2-drops. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how you would deal with that if he just plays that.
Yeah. How do I deal with that? I guess I gotta like Serpentine and kill it. Blast is a mechanic that allows you to attack like this. See that? See all that red spaces? That's all the shit that guy can hit. And he can hit, it splashes in that line. So it just completely crushes through that line. That card's insane, making it a 5/5, and it takes no damage when it attacks things. Like, what the hell? So, huh. Now I have to try and find a way to deal with this.
You
I
have to
can,
use all your cards. Just
yeah,
use Frenzy.
yeah, using Frenzy and attacking this and buffing it up to 5. So this will only take 2 damage of backlash instead of if I attack this it takes 5, and then Frenzy, so it hits everything around it. So it would also hit the opponent's minion here. So let's mulligan this because I don't need this turn. Maybe I can get a 2-drop to play with it. No cigar on the 2-drop to play with it. I guess I do want to take this mana orb to kind of prevent him from getting it. Or maybe I should just position here. Yeah, I think I will, because then he can't really walk here freely, and maybe I can do something with it on the following turn. So I'm going to play this, use the inner focus to activate it immediately so I can attack with it. Buff its attack up to 6, and then use the Frenzy mechanic to be able to attack his general, only take 2 damage back on it, and be able to hit this guy as well. Pretty fantastic. And now my opponent's turn, and we can see what he'll do here. Let's see. That didn't save. Okay.
Currently, there are tournaments for it. I don't know what days there are for them, but
Yeah, there's weekly tournaments on the community forum.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything right now goes to the forum.
Mm-hmm. Healing Mystic, taking the mana orb that we didn't take last turn, but he hasn't taken this one yet. If he takes both of them and is able to benefit off both of them, then it's kind of painful for us because we could have denied one of those.
I just don't know what he can do. Like his deck honestly doesn't abuse that much mana.
Yeah, that's why I was okay with trying to risk it. But he did take both of them. He didn't really benefit off of them, though.
But you need a minion.
I definitely need a minion, that's for sure. I think I'm going to pass back this. I think this is the least useful card in my hand.
The masks are pretty bad in this matchup because of Rashas.
Oh, that's true, that's true. He has a card that summons a 2/2 and destroys an artifact. And this is an artifact, so I don't want to make that card like super powerful for him. And they usually run 3 copies of it, so I'm going to pass that back and have absolute garbage in my hand. I don't have a minion to play, and I have all the buff cards. So I'm sort of being Miracle Rogue here and just drawing all the combo pieces. Yeah, we're toast this game, man. That blast at the start was just too powerful for us. So anyway, you guys sort of see the mechanics on how the game sort of works. So that's kind of how minion combat works and how the game looks and board positions and stuff like that. So now we can look at individual cards and say, is the card good? Is the card bad? All that sort of junk. So if we look at the Songhai class in general, if we were going to make a new squad with Songhai, you pick your general first. There's probably going to be more generals in the future or something. That's why they have this system set up. For now, you just have Kalios. How do you think you say that?
Zan,
sure. Yeah. Role player. Alright, so just go through all of the cards one by one, I guess, to introduce people to the Songhai class in general. What do I have all the cards? Let's see. I have all of them except Storm Kage. And holy crap, stop adding me.
It's never gonna happen.
So, looking at the Songhai cards, we have Inner Focus, which reactivates an exhausted friendly minion with 3 or less attack. You can kind of consider this as like an Innervate in Hearthstone. At least Well, not in the fact for developing minions. I guess what would you kind of consider this? More like uh, Inner Rage, I guess, is closest. But it's way better than Inner Rage.
It's like old Warsong Commander
That's true.
for one.
Yeah, yeah. It's old Warsong Commander, but for one minion, and it's not in the body of a minion. It's just its effect for 0 mana. So I don't know, kind of like a charge. It's better than charge though because you can just reactivate something you're just using that turn. So this card's insane, and it often
Yeah.
leads to all of your lethal combos, and it helps with your, like, your removal combos. You can do a lot of dirty combos with it, and that's what makes Songhai Songhai. It just gives you all these combos and things, which makes it really fun to play with. Then you have Juxtaposition, which allows you to switch position between any two minions, and you're like, well, why would that be helpful? And the reason why that's helpful is because Songhai has a lot of cards that use the backstab mechanic. So when attacking from behind, this deals extra damage and can't be counterattacked. So you could develop a minion just in any random corner of the map or whatever, then use Juxtaposition to switch the position of the minions and then deal damage. Or you can play a minion immediately, then use Juxtaposition and then inner focus that minion, and then immediately get the backstab effect off and crush things.
You can break all the rules of the game.
Yeah, basically. Basically, it just allows you to do so many crazy things. And then we have Mana Vortex. The spell you cast this turn costs one less to draw a card at the end of the turn. So it kind of cycles, but it doesn't cycle immediately. But it's another one of those zero costing cards that can be used for doing like combo oriented things. You have a lot of cards that synergize with it. With you have the Blood Rage Mask. Whenever you cast a spell, deal 1 damage. So then this counts as casting a spell and then reloads your hand, so you can cast more spells in the following turns. So you can do combos like that. You have a card in here, the Chakrai Avatar. Whenever you cast a spell, this minion gets +1/+1. So you can see these sort of synergies coming together with that card. So kind of like a free cycle, a little bit of a... It's like a prep, but not really a prep because it's got a card draw attached to it, and its effect is much worse. And then you have more spells. In this one, whenever you summon a minion from your action bar, draw cards. So you can make like a super low curve deck and then throw down a bunch of minions with it. So definitely a lot of combos going on there. And then this, again, we just talked about, they can synergize with Mana Vortex for sort of aggro things. You got AoE removal here, deal 1 damage to all minions. Not the greatest AoE removal, but it only costs 1. And that's sort of how Songhai is built on, is like kind of inefficient, low-costing spells that you kind of need to cycle through. Ranged mechanic, can attack from anywhere in the field. Mist Dragon is one of the like pretty signature cards of Songhai that's really cool. It gives a friendly minion +1/+1, and then you can teleport it to any space on the battlefield. Now you can see that coming in handy with Inner Focus, to be able to teleport things to your opponent and then have them be active so that you can basically attack them from anywhere, which is really cool. And use Celerity or things like that. Celerity is like a Wind Fury effect, so then you can attack them a bunch and make big OTK combos, which is why this is my favorite class, because big OTK combos are my thing. And then we have Mist Walking to teleport your general, which is good when you use any sort of teleport effects. You're going to want to be using this. This gives your general +2 attack and the ability to backstab for 4. Backstabbing for 4 means you get 4 additional bonus damage when backstabbing. So that's insane. That is insane. Just a lot of damage.
Just for 2 mana. No
Just for 2 mana, yeah.
big-
So more damage here. Give a minion or your general +3 attack. So it's a pretty flexible source of damage. Not too bad of a card. And then destroy all artifacts on the enemy general could come in handy. Sort of like a tech card like an Acidic Swamp Ooze would be.
Yeah, it works better in tournaments, I guess.
Yeah, in tournaments in this game, you're allowed unlimited sideboards, so... Chakra Avatar. Whenever you cast this spell, your minion, or whenever you cast a spell, minion gains +1/+1. So this can grow potentially. It's not a terrible card. It's also an Arcanist, which is an attribute of the minion. So there's some cards that can synergize with Arcanists that have effects for Arcanists.
It's used in budget decks.
Yeah, usually
So
not used.
it's a decent budget, like 2-drop.
Yeah, because it's free. It just comes with the game, so it's pretty good. So if you're new to the game, this is a card you might want to look at including in your deck, because it's pretty solid and costs no dust. And then we have this card, gives a friendly minion, whenever this damages an enemy minion, destroy that minion. So it just gives something Death Touch, which you can obviously see could come in handy with something like this. You just throw this in the corner, they ignore it, you give it Death Touch, and it starts just pinging off things for free. So all of your little range minions that can come in handy with. Alright, spells you cast this turn deal +2 damage. So you can see that coming in handy with all the spells. Like Ghost Lightning deals 1 damage. That being able to do +2 damage can get insane. And is there any other spells that really do too much damage? You got Phoenix Fire being able to do +2. So you could wind up a bunch of draw and cycle and then play this to do some sort of big damage combos, which can be pretty cool. And then we have this minion, another backstab minion. So when being counterattacked, attacking from behind, it can't get counterattacked, which is a pretty big factor. If you're able to set it up to do that, then it's taking no damage, so you're able to remove their minion with your minion sticking on the field, which is insanely strong. And there's this card, which is borderline busted. Allows you to deal... your general gets +2 attack, so it goes up to 4 base attack on your general. And then when you're backstabbing, you're hitting things for 8. Start with 25 health in this game. You're able to take away a third of their health with 1 attack, basically, if you're backstabbing them. That's huge. That's a lot of damage.
Yep, and they don't return any damage.
So that's insane.
So you don't lose durability on your artifacts, which I don't think you explained also.
Oh yeah, I haven't really talked about that yet. But artifacts have 3 durabilities. Whenever your general takes damage, it loses a durability. So if you're not taking damage while attacking with the artifact, then it's not losing durability, so then it stays on your hero for longer. So you can get these artifacts to be like close to permanent or last for most of the fight. Is this game more pay to win than Hearthstone? It shouldn't be. I'm going to show you some budget decks after this that you should be able to reach all the way to S rank with, I think. So I think you can definitely be less pay to win than Hearthstone with this game, especially since it's new and there's a lot less players that have pay to win cards. Phoenix Fire is kind of like a Frostbolt, or Dark Bomb, I guess more accurately. Deal 3 damage to a minion or general, just 2 mana, pop something off. Removal can be pretty handy, and face damage, you know. This is one of the most broken cards in the game, in my opinion. This is a 3/3 with charge for 2 mana.
So that's what Huffer wish he could be.
Yeah, it's it's just a better Huffer. It's like, it costs less. It's got 3 durability, which means it can trade into people's 2/3s without dying, which is awesome. And then it threatens to come back to your hand if they don't kill it, and then you can recharge it at shit. It's just you can infinitely Huffer people in the face. It's beautiful. And you can also use it early game to control the board and control the center by taking mana crystals and whatever. And basically, if you hit them with it, they can't really move their general too far because they have to stay near it so they can re-hit it again. Otherwise, you just resummon it and charge it at their face again. So it limits people's movement early game. It combos with Killing Edge. It combos with Serpentine Seal for bonus damage later on in the game. It gives you a bunch of reach for being able to just like play this, charge it somewhere, and then place something down for like placing things. The card's the whole package. There is literally nothing bad about this card. This card is really good. But it is this orange color here in the middle, which means it is a legendary card. So it costs a lot of dust to get it. It's not going to be in the budget versions. Alright, we have Celestial Phantom.
Spirit pleb.
Yeah, Spirit, whatever. Dust, Spirit, same thing. Alright, whenever this damages an enemy minion, destroy that minion. So it's a 1/5, but it's able to have Death Touch, so it's not that bad of a card. Then it also has only 1 attack, so you can activate it instantly, which is a pretty cute thing if you have the inner focus. So there's some combos there. Your general's ranged. This is helpful for allowing to combo with the masks so that you can control the board and make sure your artifacts don't get lost, because now you can attack minions without taking damage, which means your artifacts aren't going to lose durability. So you can start getting a big artifact stack of like 2 Mask of Shadows and then a Cyclone Mask. Now all of a sudden your general's doing 6 damage and you can walk away from enemies, range them with your attack, and be totally fine. It'll not lose durability and just keep your artifacts forever. So that gets pretty cute. Next card we got Gorehound. And Gorehound's used in a lot of the competitive decks for Songhai. Really solid card. It backstabs for 2, which means when you're backstabbing with it, it gets up to 5 damage. Then every time it attacks, it gains +1/+1. So after you backstab something with it, it turns into a 4/4. So that's pretty sweet because it doesn't take any retaliation damage on the backstab. Next we have Jade Monk. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 1 damage to a random enemy minion or general. So it could do either the minion or the general. 3 mana, 4/3. Not bad stats. Pretty underwhelming effect because it's likely just going to do 1 damage to their general. Then we have Killing Edge. This is another one of my favorite cards in Songhai. just because +4, +2 is a lot of damage. You just-
They're invalid.
I love killing things. It's awesome. You can combo with Tusk Boar to just deal a bunch of face damage. Just charge it in, hit them with it. And then they gotta kill the Tusk Boar, otherwise you get the Tusk Boar back. Or they can ignore it, I guess, and then you recharge at him for 3, which is beautiful. You can have a range thing in the corner because you're Songhai and you have a bunch of 1/1 Rangers. You can run Jaxies to get more 1/1 Rangers. And if you have one of those camping out in the corner, you just give it +4, +2. All of a sudden it's doing 5 damage and just shells something off. So I think it's a great card for trading and keeping your minions alive, and I think it's a great card for going face. Like, the 2 health is just enough to make it so when you trade your minion, it's still alive, and a lot of people don't have little, like, 1-mana removal spells. They can, like, Mortal Coil or something like that, like there are in Hearthstone. So just keeping any minion alive with 1 health kind of forces their general to face tank it, and so you're basically killing a minion and getting the face damage in out of this card. So that's kind of why I like it so much. And then we have Onyx Bear Seal, which is just the cutest form of Hex you've ever seen. So it turns something in an O2 panda, and it makes adorable noises when it moves, and it's basically just Hex, right? But it makes it so instead of Hex, which it taunts it, it makes it so it can't be attacked. So you can no longer directly attack this minion, but you can counterattack the panda if they try and buff it and attack you with the panda. But a lot of times they can do crazy things and buff it and do all sorts of crazy stuff, but still, like, being able to take a provoke or which is basically a taunt minion, and turn it into an O2 and then be able to continue hitting them in the face, fantastic. Then we got Twin Strike, which kind of like Cleave. Deal 2 damage to exactly 2 random enemy minions, draw a card at the end of the turn. So it's like Cleave, but it draws a card. So it keeps your deck flowing, but it draws it at the end of the turn, so you can't just chain things. There's a lot of cards in this game that draw things at the end of the turn, unlike Hearthstone, where all the draws happen immediately, basically. So you can kind of value that as sort of like a death rattle draw, I guess. Whenever you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to the enemy general and restore 1 health to your general. So this could go in some sort of spell-heavy deck for Songhai, where you're using all of these things that cycle and whatnot to be able to just constantly pump spells to heal yourself and deal damage to them as sort of an engine there. So kind of a cool card.
High, like a burn deck.
Yeah, for like a spell burn deck. And then we have Heaven's Eclipse, draw 3 spell cards from your deck. Obviously would go in one of these sort of spell burn decks so you could refuel. Pretty cool card there. And Karashai Fanblade. Opening Gambit next turn. Opponent's spells cost 2 more to cast. So kind of like a little bit of a Lotheb, but not as good stats and not as good of an effect. So a little weaker of a Lotheb sort of card. But spells in this game are really important. And making all the spells pretty much are pretty cheap if you've noticed. They've all cost like... All the spells cost like 0 or 1 and 2. Like, so making them cost 2 more is actually really huge.
Don't talk about spells being cheap, because you're just talking about your class right now.
Oh, that's true.
They get a lot more expensive in other classes.
I don't know. They're still pretty cheap all around the board. Like, there aren't too many big costing spells. Like, each class has their one big costing spell, and for the most part, the other spells are pretty, like, cheap.
They're all like 3 or 4, probably. I feel like.
I don't know. There's a lot
like 3 and above.
I don't know, man.
I feel like just because you play Songhai, you think everything costs 1 or 0 mana.
Okay. And then we have Widowmaker, which is a pretty solid 2-3 ranged guy. Having the 3 health is nice so it can actually survive some things. And then we have this 8/8 over here for 5. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to your general. So the downside of playing the 8/8 is you got to take a little bit of damage, but that's still a pretty solid card.
You love it. It's like Fel Reaver.
Yeah, it's kind of like Fel Reaver, except it doesn't mill things. And then Lantern Fox is a beast. This card summons a copy of it on a random space, and it's got Celerity, which is basically Wind Fury, remember? But Wind Fury, it also applies to their movement, too, so it can move twice and attack twice. So that's pretty important in a game with a board like this, because you can move it around, navigate it a lot. It can travel basically the whole map's distance in one turn. And in combination with... So you play that card, and then you play Inner Focus on it. So now it's active, it can move and do all of its stuff. Then you play this on it to teleport it next to your opponent. And then you play this on it to get it up to... It's already 4/4 because of this, and now it gets up to 7, and it can attack twice. Now you're dealing 14 damage out of hand out of nowhere. So it can get pretty crazy.
You didn't read the fine print on it, though. If your opponent doesn't destroy it, then they lose the game next turn.
Also, yeah, if your opponent doesn't kill it, then it's still alive, so then it can pretty much hit him from anywhere, and it can hit him twice. So then you can teleport it in and then play like Killing Edge or whatever on it, because you have unlimited mana to do anything with it if it sticks. So you can use these expensive buff cards, and you can use like Hex to remove their taunt, and hit him for just 1 killing edge and 1 teleport gets this up to 8 damage. So that would be 16, and then you can just Hex their taunt or whatever. So you can deal a lot of damage if the card sticks, and it's pretty likely to stick because there's 2 of them. And one of them's on a random space anywhere on the map, so sometimes it's in the corner way away from them. Alright, and then we have Scarlet Viper, which is a minion with flying. Flying means it can move to any space on the map during its movement turn. So you place it down somewhere, and then you can just move it anywhere in the map, and likely you're going to move it behind their minions so you can get the backstab effect. So that's actually not the worst card in the world because it backstabs for 4, so even though it's 5 mana, you're going to be most of the time hitting things for 6 damage with your attack, so it's kind of like a 6/5, and taking no recoil damage.
Another good budget card.
Yeah,
Like a replacement for Lantern Fox sometimes.
yeah, that's what I have it in for in the budget deck. And then we have Spiral Technique, which is basically like Pyroblast. Simply 7 mana, deal 8 damage. So you can try and like deal a bunch of damage on turn 6 when you have this in your hand to try and set up lethals. So, that's the Songhai class, and that's sort of all of the card. Oh, wait, there's one more. I don't own this card. But then there's Storm Kage. Whenever one of your spells deals damage, put a Kage Lightning in your action bar. I have no idea what that is. I've never played that card. I don't own it yet. So, do you own this card?
I've owned a few of them.
What's a Kage Lightning do?
Never used it before.
Oh, you just immediately disenchanted the card.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like this could be an Archmage Antinotus.
Because it got changed from what it was. I don't remember what it used to be either, but it used to be pretty decent. And now I think I can't remember. All right, let's find out.
Okay, so anyway, so here's the budget deck that I have created here. Let me put this up on screen so you can kind of see the deck list easier than looking at that. So it's all in one picture, nice and neat for you. So we got the inner focuses we've talked about, and this deck uses mana vortexes to do busted synergies with spells. So mana vortex is going to allow you to do your spells cheaper, and it's going to combo with your Chakri avatar so that it gets buffs. It's also going to allow you to cycle your deck a little bit to get towards the higher value things. Since it's a budget deck, you don't have too many good cards. And we got Sword of Mechazor to help you clear with Frenzy and Inner Rage combos there. We got Scarlet Viper, try and deal a bunch of damage, kill your opponent. And we can't afford the masks and things like that, so over the masks we have the Blood Rage masks instead of the Backstab masks. So whenever you cast a spell, you deal some damage to your opponent. So Mana Vortex kind of synergizes with that. Got Ghost Lightning for some removal. And just a bunch of solid minions in there of what I think are the best budget minions. So I'm going to play this at S rank, which means I'm going to be playing against people that have all of the cards, that have played the game all the way to Legend, and I'm playing with a pretty much free-to-play deck. So, who's ready to get rolled?
This will be fun.
Yeah. So you gotta help me here because we have to definitely outplay our opponent to stand any chance in hell. And it's another Vitruvian.
Alright. So what did we learn last time?
Draw minions? I don't know. Alright, so S rank, highest rank in the game. Hopefully we don't get destroyed. We don't want any of these cards because we can't play them immediately. We're going second, so we start with 3 mana, so hopefully we can do something with that.
Oh no, I just thought about something. This is a budget deck. You have no more Onyx Seals.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you deal with Third Wish?
I don't know. I don't know how we beat Third Wish. I guess we have to backstab it.
Yep. Well, gotta be conservative with those.
Yeah.
Fish Dragons.
Alright. So I will be mulliganing back this because it costs 5 and we're not going to be playing it anytime soon. My opponent is looking at some tiles. Come on, buddy.
He's gonna spell out hello.
With the tiles? Can you do that?
Yeah, they can see everywhere you look.
H E L L O. Alright, this minion has Blast, therefore its attack pattern is this. Which is big. Which we don't like. So, we're gonna mulligan away this. We gotta make sure we don't put our minion on a square we're standing at, because he can hit it and us at the same time. And we want to be developing 2 minions, so we can only be killing one of them. So what do you think? Move 2 faces forward, develop one on one side, one on the other side?
Yeah.
Something like that. I could actually just try and get the ranger guy all the way in the corner.
He can hit anything.
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
He can move 2 steps up or.
And I don't want this to be hit by his general, because it'll die, because it only has 2 health. I want to be able to teleport this in behind this next turn and kill it for free. So.
More than likely, he's gonna go for the Heartseeker.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go here, I think, and just put the Heartseeker in the corner, and make him walk all the way over there. So this way he can't get on the back row, so I can't like not be able to backstab him with this. He's guaranteed if he's going for the Heartseeker, he has to move to here, which leaves this square open for me to backstab him. So that's why I position this all the way in the corner, making him have to move 2 spaces, so he can't just move diagonally over 1 and hit it. That positioning, though.
Well, let's hope he doesn't have Third Wish.
He doesn't have Third Wish, because he doesn't have the mana to play it now. So that's good. He's got a Healing Mystic.
Right.
Oh, he's going to kill the backstab guy. Okay. Oh, he's got Dispel, so now the range is gone, so I can't actually range this guy anymore. That's unfortunate. Well, now what do we do? I can step over here to be able to take this mana crystal to be able to play every card in my hand this turn. Do I want to give this +1/+1? Does that even help me? Not really, because it still dies to everything. It would give this +1/+1 too, though, because it's just playing another spell. What do you think about that?
I don't think you'll use the Mist Dragon at all. Like I said, you need to be very careful with those. You have to be able to kill his Third Wish targets if he has them.
Okay, so you want me to just get rid of this?
This turn you're probably going to be using both of like 2 cards in your hand, so Mist Dragon isn't a terrible card to have in your hand. Like, what would we be digging for?
Minions. I don't want to run out of minions. That gets awkward. I want to kill... Actually, I can use the Mist Dragon this year. I can kill the Mini Jaxie with it and keep my guy alive. I like that. I think I'll do that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm going to place this here. I'm going to kill this. And then I'm going to use the range thing to kill this guy, because I don't want him to be able to land Third Wish on that and be annoying. And then I'm going to move this guy over here and spank that guy with it. That's good. That's good.
You should have probably Phoenix the 2/3.
Well, the other one had Blast.
Well, if he Third Wish is going to have Blast anyway, and then it'll be stronger.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, he could just buff it with any damage card, and it's already got Blast, so he doesn't even need the Third Wish then. And I don't know. I don't like leaving Blast up, man. Blast is scary.
It is. It's strong, but... Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Jesus. That's a pay-to-win card, man. Alright, we still got this. No, he's killing that guy. We got this guy. Alright. How do we...
And you use the Mist Dragon Seal, which I told you not to use.
Alright.
That was one of your outs.
Alright. We'll find the other one. We'll find the other one. It's good.
So now...
We can find the activator for this. If we find Inner Focus, we can put this down, activate it, move it behind it, and kill it. It's a game plan. It's a game plan. Alright, he's laughing at me. It's just like Hearthstone. They sit there and they make fun of you with their emotes and their pay-to-win cards. Damn. We're not close enough to be able to hit that. That's unfortunate. Uh-oh. What course of action do you recommend?
Moving far away from that 5/6.
It can hit me from anywhere. It's got Blast.
I was thinking about moving 3 back, but yeah, you can just move down.
I can move, yeah, here, and then it can't hit me, my hero, but I need a setup to kill this, yeah? I don't know. If I move this here, then he can kill it with his general, so that accomplishes nothing, and then he can just kill this for free with his guy? Well, if I put this here, actually, then no matter where he moves his guy, it's going to be getting at least retaliated, which sets up for Phoenix Fire or something to be able to deal with it. So I guess I want to do
I'd
that.
probably step the Heartseeker forward just 1. And then
put this here. But then it can get hit.
No, I want to. You want to put that away, like somewhere near you. You want to move away and then put that somewhere far away.
Okay. Far away. There we go.
You gotta get lucky.
I don't have the dragon seal to teleport it in though. So without
I'm saying you have to. That's all you have to go for.
Oh my god, I shouldn't have used it then.
I told you not to use it.
Why? You should have told me something, man.
Fire it up.
Fire it up. Methodros HS just subscribed for 16 years in a row. Welcome to the Batcave team thing, man. I appreciate the support. Even though we're not even playing Hearthstone right now, he's still got his support going. Feels good, man. Oh, now he's got a rush cat. He's wolf ridering it. So rip that dream.
Yep. Man.
Yep. That card.
I don't think it's ever gonna die. This is the struggle of budget.
Well, yeah.
You can win with free to play decks. You can, but it's a struggle.
We can get. No, we can't kill it. We can get so close. We can get up to 5 attack. Okay. So what's the game plan here then?
Well, the game plan here is now that you have something, so I feel like you just have to move closer and hope he doesn't run away. Because you have to use your face to kill it.
I don't know. We could place it down and just try and kill this and hope he doesn't remove it. I don't know.
You could just keep throwing stuff out there and he's gonna keep killing it. And
That's true.
You're gonna keep digging for ways to kill it all over again.
Mm-hmm. So what then? Just like step here and pass?
I feel like that's all you can do. And like I said, if he runs away, then I don't know.
Just runs away and starts blasting me. Oh, we got the teleport, and we can get it up to enough damage to kill it. Now we can get up to 6 damage to range it from anywhere.
Just hope he doesn't play another third witch.
All right. Well, we can kill it. Fantastic. We are kind of approaching that dying point. So we got 4, 5 mana. We could play this turn too if we wanted. It'll do 3 damage to him. So I guess if we want to hit him for 3, I don't know if I really want to though. Much.
Might as well.
But I mean, I could just find a different card. Like, does damage even like help me here? I guess it kind of does.
But it's 1 mana. So what can you find for 1 mana?
Well, I can play up to 2 mana, so I can play like a Jaxi or something.
Oh, yeah, you're at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the damage is less relevant than possible board control.
Yeah.
Well,
Plus, you could also get a backstab minion. That would be better than the. I don't know. I don't know what would be better than the range.
all right, so let's buff the hell out of this thing and kill the thing finally. So let's do this, and then now it's activated. So now we can buff it past 3 attack and still be able to use it. And then let's just teleport it somewhere, like here maybe. Sure. And then just blow this guy up. And I guess I want to just board control, just add damage, kill his other thing. Run there, and then kill the guy. Cool. Rope coaching him every turn. So, now we have all of our minions and none of our combo pieces, because we just had to use them all to try and deal with that third wish. Busted card, man. The legendary cards in this game are pretty good.
Alright, he's just gonna pressure you.
Yeah, just getting rid of the...
I don't think you have any.
I don't have any artifacts. He's just doing it for the damage. So good thing we didn't equip the artifact last turn. But yeah, he's just trying to kill me now. Oh, jeez. Well, he's gonna successfully kill me.
Yep. Third wish.
We were just about to stabilize too, man. We were on the comeback train. I'm telling you, this budget deck can win at S rank.
It can.
It
You would have
can.
been in a really good position if you'd have listened to me.
Oh, jeez. You're going to call me out like that. We just earned a legendary card. How the hell did that happen?
As you play, you unlock each. They give you a random card, so they give you a random common, a random epic, a random rare, and a random legendary.
Cool.
They give a lot. Like this, like it's like compared to Hearthstone, this game gives you so much more.
Yeah, I like getting random legendaries for free. I
Like
dig
they give
it.
you free packs all the time for like a lot of different random quests that aren't actually posted. They're like secret quests.
Huh.